So let's begin with a presentation of the new Xcode. So to find out how you work with this IDE so you can build your iPhone apps. So right here in the doc, I have side by side, the Xcode 8, which is the official release at the time of this recording. And here's the beta version. So I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to click on the first option, which is get started with the playground. And here, you have the options to have multiple templates to start with. So you have the usual blank template, one for the game, one for the map, and another one for the single view. So that is brand new with Xcode 9. So I'm going to go ahead and click cancel. We're going to see later some multiple demos and examples with the Swift language with the playgrounds. So let's go see this window again, and here I'm going to select the second options to create a new Xcode project. Here we go, and I'm going to select a single view app. And with this new release, with this new Xcode 9, so you see that you have multiple options, so including the AR kits, the augmented reality app, and as well you have this one, which is new, document-based app. So those ones are new, coming with Xcode 9. So I'm going to click next. And here you're going to have the options for your project, and you can type, so I'm going to type Xcode Overview. And this is where you're going to specify, and as I type, you can see I have 2 dash. As I type, you're going to see that this part is going to autocomplete, and this is going to allow to create your bundle identifier, which allows to uniquely identify your app when you want to release this one on the Mac App Store. So this is a combination of your organization name and your product name, and this is like a domain name reverse. So you're going to specify also your team. So if you have already an Apple Developer Program subscription, which is $99 annually, US dollars, you're going to have your team here. So me, I have the choice between Sandy Ludowski because I have a paid membership, or this one which will be connected to your Apple ID. So either one is going to be fine. And then below you're going to have your team name. So because I have a paid membership, so that's going to come up as Sandy Ludowski, or if you have like just an Apple ID, so this one is going to be connected to your Apple ID account. So you have the options to subscribe for the annual paid membership, the developer program. So you can, if you want to release apps on the Mac App Store, so that's going to be something you're going to need to do. Then you have your organization name. So as you have specified in your account, and you have the choice between the language of Swift or Objective-C. And for this demo, we're going to leave all of that unchecked. So this is for if you want to use core data to persist data into your app, and if you want to run some tests to check if your app is running, executing as expected. So I'm going to click next to then create these Xcode projects that I'm going to save on the desktop. And here we're going to discover this beautiful IDE. So that seems pretty overwhelming and intimidating at first, but you're going to see that you're going to get the hang of it. So as we code to create our apps, it's going to become more familiar and easy. So you have different panels. So first on the left, so you have this panel. So you have one here on the left. In the middle, it's going to be your workspace. And on the right, it's going to be all the tools and utilities, which is going to allow to help you build using the interface builder and also to code. So first, the project navigator, so on the left, and you have different options so right here. So by simply leaving the cursor on it, you're going to be able to get the name of this feature. And so first, the project navigator, so this is where you're going to have all your collections of files. So starting with view controller, so where you're going to write your code, and the storyboard, so to create the visual of your app. And you have this folder where you're going to include all your assets, including your app icon. So there are many more to see in this part of the IDE, but we're going to see more in details as we go. And you have this brand new source control navigator, which is going to allow to connect to your GitHub account and then browse your repos right in this section. So here is to see the hierarchy of your app. So when you are in your code, so for one file specifically, you can see the organization of your code, so function by function. So just to help, so this is very helpful when you need to jump to one function in particular quicker. You can actually go navigate through your code from here. So this is the search section, which is now super fast with Xcode 9. You're going to have the chance to test this one. So whenever you need to look up for something specific in your project. And this is the section for warning for the issue navigator. This is for testing, for test-driven development. And this is to inspect for debugging, and this is for debugging purposes. So, and here is also this to show breakpoints, so when you need to stop the execution of your app to inspect and analyze how this is working. So now let's see, so we have already like played with it a little bit. So let's see in the middle. So you see that here, this is your workspace. So when you click on one file, you're gonna have a preview of this one. So right in the middle. So here in this part is where you're gonna work. That's gonna be your workspace. And if I select the storyboard, so here I'm gonna be able to create my interface, my user interface, to create so the visual of my app. And here you're gonna have the options to show the document outline. So this is when you have like multiple elements and views on your view. So right here, you're going to be able to here as well get a hierarchy of your views. So for now, it's just a quick brief presentation, but obviously we're going to have a chance to always work with that. So that's going to make more sense as we go, as we work. The more we work with it, so the better it's going to become. So the more understandable it's going to become. And we can jump right from here to the right, because right here we're going to find so whatever we need to add to our interface. And this is the object library. So for example, so if you want to add a new view controller, we can do so by simply dragging and drop like so. I'm going to delete this one, so select and then press delete. Here we go. And so you have all the options. You can even add a label, so you can simply search for the view that you want and then add it to your view. So that works pretty easily. So, and on the right, you're going to see the utilities panel, so with multiple options to format so the views directly. So right off the bat, this is provided built in. You can, for example, also change the color, change the font size. It's very, very easy and simple to use. And you have different here as well sections. So first, the files inspector. You can have a quick help inspector. So whenever you need to look up a class specifically, you can do that also from one code file. So by simply clicking here, and you're going to have here so the possibility to search the Apple documentation, so directly right from the Xcode. And here, so we're going to be able to also provide with an identity for this specific view, but this is optional in that case. And the attributes inspector, so we're going to be mostly working with this one. So every time that we need to change something for one specific view, it's going to show right here. And that's going to be options according to the view which is selected. So for example, if I add a button, so I have multiple choices for the button. Here we go. I'm going to add this one. So here I'm going to have different options for the button. Actually, we see like the type of view that this is, giving you different options such as changing the title. Here we go. And changing the text color and the background color even right here. So there are plenty of things that we can do. That's just the beginning. Then we have the size inspector. So if you want to use auto layout, so this is where you're going to be able to look at the constraints. And here is also more information about dimensions. And this is going to be about different connections that you want to create. So this is going to be the connections inspector when you create IB outlets and IB actions. And we're going to see that more in details when we're going to create our first interactive app. And so more options about the IDE. So you see that we have all of that available. So we have on the left the project navigator, on the right the utilities panel. So on the top you're going to find these features, these options. You have the options to hide or show these panels. If you want to make more space, you can hide it. And you're going to see that this is visible, so when this icon is blue. I can also show the console area, so which is for debugging. So we're going to work with this one as well a lot. Let's close it. And on the right as well, you can decide to hide it. This also controls so the way that you want your IDE to be presented. So these are also options to control so how you want to work with your workspace. So for example, you can have the standard editor to have one single view, but also because you're going to need to work sometimes with multiple files, you have also the options to have two files side by side. So just right here, so where you have the interface builder on the left and your view controller on the right. And this is going to be the section, so the feature when you want to work with the versioning control with the before and the after updated version. So this is only if you have Git integrated. And the options to work with here, the source control is going to be available here at the top. So giving you the options to commit, push, pull and update. Very convenient. So you can actually keep versions of your work if you work in teams. So that's going to become very convenient to be able to integrate Git right into Xcode. And so to create a new project, we're going to see that how we can create that from here. We're going to do this and go here to create a new project. We're going to do that in the next video because we're going to create our first Xcode project and we're going to execute, build, and run our first app. So see you in the next video.